I want to get to a subject that I will openly admit is going to be highly sensitive. Some people are going to try to politicize it. It's not about politics to me. It's a sports story.
Ay, ay, they want me back now. Ay, ay, now she go down now. Ay, ay, they want me back now. Ay, see I'm getting to the bag now.
I want y'all to really notice how being truthful with women, you have to be very, very sensitive giving them the truth. Crazy stuff, but go ahead, Stephen A.
And during this weekend, in a game against the Indiana Fever, she was seen wearing a Trans Kid Belong t-shirt. I'm going to repeat that. Trans Kid Belong t-shirt on Sunday during the game following the remarks from Indiana Fever player Sophie Cunningham. You remember this came after Sophie Cunningham defended her past statements on protecting girls from playing sports with transgender athletes. During an ESPN interview, Cunningham denied reports that she hates transgender people but wants to protect girls. If you remember, her quote was, "I think that I am here to extend love, but I also think with that love is truth, being honest. And I want to protect young girls in the locker room or young girls in sport who shouldn't have to go against biological men." On several occasions in the past, I've interviewed somebody by the name of Riley Gaines, who's a longtime advocate for...
Just to let y'all know, Sophie Cunningham is getting a lot of hate because her attempt into saving women's sport is causing a lot of controversy. She's trying to keep the sport women strictly only and uplifting women, and she's getting a lot of hate for it. Crazy work. It's crazy work.
Biological men staying out of women's sports. Let me state for the record, I've interviewed Riley Gaines on at least 2 occasions. And I completely support Riley Gaines' position. Her resume speaks for itself, what she was as a swimmer. But I happen to also think she's a fantastic person to talk to, a highly intelligent young lady who's principled. And the thing that shocks me is like, this is not a conversation about being anti-anything. This is a conversation about being pro-girls.
Facts.
Ladies and gentlemen, at some point in time, there has to be the return of common sense.
Hold on.
This is not about...
Stephen A. preaching, bro. Stephen A. preaching. I mean, come on, bro. Stephen A. is preaching. Like, this shouldn't even be a conversation. But you know what I've learned? What I've learned when it comes to living in this world and understanding how women operate, this generation of women, the best way to red pill these women, because, you know, they're saying, oh, bring them on. Oh, yeah, we could take them. Oh, yeah, we don't mind trans women going into the sport and all that. They don't care. They think that it's fine. No big deal. The men are saying, yeah, you guys are going to lose your sport because they're going to take over. And talent is always going to beat gender every single time. But we've been saying that to them. They don't listen to us. They don't listen to men. They don't see that we're trying to protect their sport. But what I've learned when it comes to modern women today, the best way to red pill these women is to give them what they want. Give them what they want. Just give it to them. Give it to them. You want the transgender to go with? Give it to them. Here you go. And you have to understand, this doesn't hurt men at all. Matter of fact, we up. after the NBA, when all these trans athletes take over that sport, they're going to change it to TWNBA. And then men are we're going to be up. We're going to love it. Because guess what? The sport is going to be better. And importantly, when NBA season is over, right after that, it's the TWNBA season. The TWNBA season. And then after that, when women realize, oh my God, yeah, these guys were right. They done took over the sport. Then they're gonna go ahead and create the original WNBA, but then it's gonna be third compared to second. You see how that goes? But either way, men win. Non-stop great sport. Awesome, we win. Y'all don't want to listen to us? Okay, whatever. Just give it to them. They want it? Give it to them. Here you go. There you go. Here, you want it? Here you go.
Preaching hate. Nobody is supporting that on this show. Nobody should be supporting that in our society. I am a live and let live kind of guy.
Right.
I'm
Same.
conservative fiscally. I can't stand paying these damn high taxes in states like New York, New Jersey, and California.
Shout out to Florida.
But I'm pretty damn liberal with everything else, meaning live and let live. Until this issue came along. This is not about looking at people who are trans and hating on them or wanting denied their civil rights and civil liberties. That's not what this is about.
Right.
If you're an adult and those are the decisions that you want to make with your life, I support your right to make those decisions.
Right.
You're a trans individual and you transitioning from male to female, you ain't doing anybody any harm. If that's how you were born, if that's what you believe, if that's what's in your mind, your heart, your psyche, and there's a means upon which to facilitate that transition without harming other people, have at it. I fully support the trans community in that regard. Where you lose me is in two places. Okay? Number one, when you're talking about all your private parts remaining what they are as men and thinking that you get to use girls' bathrooms.
I'm not trying to hear all that, but goddamn.
I'm not down for that.
Leave that shit at home.
Number two, when you're trying to compete against women, against girls, in women's sports, trying to act like there's no advantage when there's no way in hell that there's no advantage. This is not about being anti-anything. This is about being pro-girls, pro-females, pro-women, pro-ladies. That's what this is about.
But Stephen A., for them, trans women are women. So, you know, trans women are women. You see, what's happened is a common sense issue has become complicated because they're using women's innate nature. They're nurturing nature against them. You see, a lot of them don't have kids. A lot of them don't have like children, a family, a husband, all that. Where they gonna compensate for their innate nature to come out? Where they gonna do that? Political issues. Simple. They can't even see it. They can't see that this is the dumbest thing in the world. They can't see it because it's all emotions for them. It's all emotions. They can't see that you're literally destroying women's sport by doing this. They can't see it. They just can't see it, Stephen A. Their emotions are taking over them. And people are using their emotions against them. But they can't see that. They can't see it. This happens when women are in politics. This happens when, right here with the sports, it happens basically everywhere. Everywhere that women are at. They use their innate, nurturing nature against them. Then, if they don't, then you're a bad person. And you know how women care about how other people view them. They truly and honestly care about that. Heavily. They want to be seen as great people. Good people. Good hearts. Which is nothing wrong with that. I think it's great. But it's being used against them. It's quite simple, Stephen A.
You can't be a male, born a male, transitioning to female, and think that you should have the right to compete with women. Not in basketball. Not in football. Not in boxing. Not in the UFC. Hell, not even in tennis. It's an aberration when you find somebody like a Serena Williams serving 120 miles, 25 miles an hour. That's ordinary for Jokic or Djokovic. That's ordinary for Sinner. That's ordinary for Alcaraz. That was ordinary for Sampras, Agassi, and all of these guys. We got to stop this. We got to stop acting like somebody that's speaking up on behalf of girls, like a Sophie Cunningham,
right,
like a Riley Gaines, are scourges of the earth. You are Cheryl Reeve, the head coach of the Minnesota Lynx. That is an irresponsible thing to do. You are a coach for a female basketball team. Do you not think that the females are being screwed over if they have to compete against a individual born as a male?
Yes.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You trying to tell me that a college player for the men's at a college program anywhere in the country, or an NBA player should transition to being a woman and be allowed to compete in the WNBA? Or on a collegiate level to a women's college program? Whether it's UConn, South Carolina, Iowa, Tennessee, or wherever else you want to come up with. What the hell are you talking about?
Facts. This goes on for a while. I do want to get to one of a former NBA player putting his hat in the ring. Putting his hat in the ring. Hold on. Putting his hat in the ring to go and play for the WNBA.
Enes Kanter is destroying these cis women.
Now, whether he's making a point or not,
Kanter with no regard for female life.
Matter. Because if you guys are trying to promote this and say that this is okay,
Kanter grabbing every rebound. I mean,
no
grabbing every
right?
she-bound.
It should be no problem. Hold on. Let me get to that.
After careful consideration and reviewing the current eligibility guidelines, I am officially declaring myself
a WNBA prospect.
Simply declaring who you are is all that's required, that I meet every single requirement necessary to compete in the WNBA. My team and I have carefully examined the WNBA's eligibility.
Now, whether you want to say that it's crazy. To me, it's insane that we're having this conversation. Like, this should be common sense, but here we are. Anyways, Enes Kanter, I think he played for the Trailblazers, the Boston Celtics, all types of teams. He was one of those guys that moved around. He's not in the league anymore. It's hilarious that he has the WNBA jacket. Hold on, it's hilarious. But this guy, it's funny because I'm gonna play his highlights because he is qualified and eligible to play with y'all. Let's get this going.
Its eligibility criteria and governing framework surrounding self-identification and inclusion. Based on the current guidelines, I can and am officially declaring my eligibility for the upcoming WNBA draft in May 2027. I am definitely not here to mock, make fun of, or disrespect any community or personal choices.
Right.
I am simply asking that the current rules be applied equally to everyone. The rules that represent the very values many WNBA players and coaches have publicly advocated for. My team and I are prepared to ensure these guidelines are applied equally, consistently, and without exception. And I look forward to the WNBA honoring its stated principles.
To me, again,
See you at
it's
training camp.
crazy how a WNBA coach is promoting trans women sports. Protect trans women sports. Protect trans. It just, like, what happened to common sense? What happened to it? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, I shouldn't have to tell you that these trans athletes are going to tap ass. I shouldn't have to tell you that. But anyways,
Honoring its stated principles. See you at training camp. After camp.
anyways, let's look at let's look at Enes Kanter's highlights. Let's look at his highlights and let's see, because obviously he's gonna start. Obviously, whether it's a joke or not, he's gonna start. And he's gonna go crazy on these women. I think there's another guy that is putting his hat in the ring to declare for the WNBA draft. And whether it's a joke or serious, it does not matter. Because you see how ridiculous this is. You see how ridiculous it is. And the minute that you give the green light to guys who probably didn't make the men's team and is looking for an outlet, so they go to the woman, it's a perfect opportunity for them. And you guys are making that opportunity possible. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life, and we shouldn't even be having this conversation.
That was LA's 9th consecutive win, a 13-point roll away from the Warriors. Big Ennis. Oh my! Up and over DeAndre.
Amazing. Just amazing.
We have not seen that from Enes Kanter
Just
all
amazing.
season long.
I can see him right next to Angel Reese and,
I'm blinking.
you know,
I gotta see it again.
getting a dime from maybe Caitlin Clark,
Giant first step and on the
just I can see him. He gonna look good. He gonna look great. Again, this is a common sense issue. I don't know why we're having this conversation. It's just stupid. Men, stop trying to explain shit to women. The type of women that we're dealing with today are not the same kind of women of yesterday. A lot of them weren't raised with authority at home. A lot of them was raised with their fathers, a man in the house. They weren't raised that way. So when it comes to authority, they don't respect it. Even if it's coming from, hey, I'm trying to help you, they don't respect it. These women are a different breed, and that's okay. But here's my thing. The best way, and this goes for everybody, the best way to red pill anybody, give them what they want. Just give it to them. Oh, you want that? Okay, cool. Here you go. Now, mind you, by the time they realize, once you give it to them, and by the time they realize they made a mistake, it's too late. But They finally learned. They finally learned. So like I said, here you go. That's what you want? Cool, here you go. Here you go. Nothing to argue. Here you go. That's it. Comment down below, share, like. Tell me what you think, guys. W2X. Till next time.